Hey, what's up, guys?
This is going to be a video of
Octoprint issues and not being able to see a mesh using the G29T command. I'm only having this issue in Octoprint, and to view the mesh, I'll try to explain this as quickly as possible and maybe speed up the recording if need be. And this specifically applies to using the universal bed leveling with
the G29 command.
and I'm able to run through all the G29 command sequences, and I would like to use the bed visualizer plugin so I could see the discrepancies in my bed, because I was recently scraping the aluminum to make it as flat as possible, like physically scraping the bed using sandpaper. So I run this command. I can't run that command because I don't have I can't run either of these commands because I don't have an encoder wheel. All I have is a touchscreen, so those aren't applicable for my use case. But when I get to this command to view this should print the mesh, and let's go through
And use pronterface
and I will connect a USB cable
to the printer.
Let's see if that device exists. So let's just do this real quick. Sometimes the devices don't show up. So this is my BigTreeTech SKR version 1.3 board. So knowing that it's the device I need to connect to, let's go down here and select that. Let's make this window a tad bit bigger so we can kind of see our mesh values. Connect, and we're connected. That's pretty quick. Verify that this is the right thing because I put this kind of custom string in there to let me know when I build Marlin and if I update the build. And that's beside the point. So I know I'm connected to the printer, and going back to where we were, I'd like to view the values of the mesh that I created by running this command. So it should be, let's see, I don't know exactly what it should be, but we'll find out. G29T.
There you go, 10 by 10 grid, if you will.
So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So 1, 2, 3.
4, 5, 6, 7. 7 values that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there would be 56 individual values in here. And when using these values, there's a plugin for Octoprint called Bed Visualizer that will give you kind of a topology map, a heat map, if you will, that will show you the high points and low points of your bed, because like this
Is going to say this is high. I guess this is, haven't worked with these values to see, I haven't seen a visualization, but I would assume that this part of my bed right here is higher than that part. And then that kind of shows you the deviation that I'm almost working with more than a millimeter of deviation in my bed.
So that's going to be an issue especially if you're printing at a 0.2 millimeter layer height, and you want to print a big mesh that starts from this corner and goes all the way to that corner. You would hope that your Marlin would need these values to compensate for that offset, or else you're just going to get certain parts of the print to stick to the bed and not others, which is what I've been experiencing, and why I wanted to do the scraping, and why I wanted to visually see the highs and lows of my bed.
I have the SKR board in my CRS10 Pro printer. I set up the UARTs to use dev serial, and the Pi actually connects to the BigTreeTech screen, the TFT35 version 2. The version it kind of shows you right there. So going in the terminal, you run that M115 command to make sure we're connected to the same printer.
And there's the same thing we just saw, but I highlighted in the pronterface. Let me actually disconnect from that right now. Okay, so hide that real quick. Go back down here and do a G29T. Let's see what we get. There you go. So the G29T command in Octoprint is not showing any values. And as I demonstrated earlier using pronterface, the values do report. So this is obviously something specific to Octoprint. Maybe it's this terminal. I don't know. What version of Octoprint am I running, you may ask? Let's find out. I'm running Octoprint version 1.4, which is built against Python 3. I've also got a Octoprint, the latest stable, because obviously this is the beta quote-unquote beta version, which is built against Python 3. But I also I can start up another instance of Octoprint on a different port, and I can connect to it as well. Obviously I'll have to disconnect because you can't have both instances of Octoprint, but let's see.
I got this.
That's my Python virtual environment that I use to start up Octoprint, and I'll show you.
And this will just make it easier. I'll stop this version of Octoprint that's built against Python 3, and as you saw, and then default to the port 5000. And I'll keep it running in the foreground, so then when I Control C, it will stop the server.
And as you see, it's accessible from there. That's a local host, but then it's basically saying on my local network I can access it. And like you saw before, I was using the IP address as opposed to the.
So we can see we're running the 1.3.12, which isn't the beta, right down there as I highlighted.
Back to our terminal, and you can see we're not connected. Right there. Connect there. Boom. G29T. Once again, no data. So I don't have the bed visualizer plugin on this one, so let's go back to the other one.
Side quest here. Quote unquote beta version. And I have my additional plugin bed visualizer here. So there's no way this is going to be able to pull the bed data because I'm not connected from it. Okay, so then do a G29T. Boom, nothing. At least this will let me see. Then now you'd be able to click that. But it's not going to be able to visualize because there's not Octoprint's having difficulty pulling in that mesh data.
That is the issue. Super long YouTube video to explain this. I'm sorry. I'll try to fast forward parts.
Yeah, I will open up a GitHub issue about this. And if I need to include additional logs in the GitHub issue, gladly do that. Thank you.